Shalom.
Alright, Shalom. It's your brother's Grand Millstone, New Orleans, coming at you with a quick in-transit video. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel. May your sincere brothers, you know, my sisters out there, and do it to the end, Lord willing. Alright? So, you know, just wanted to get into a quick in transit, you know, on the truth being about durability, alright, endurance. Because, you know, brothers first coming in the truth, you know, I could attest to this myself. You know, you think when you learn about the prophecies and everything that's going on that it's going to happen overnight, you know, but at the end of the day, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, it's a lot of things that you're going to have to endure to, you know, show yourself that you really are a man of the Lord, and furthermore, that you are about this truth, man. All right, you get that 1 Peter.
All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Mm-hmm.
But
so think it not strange, man, because, you know, the elder and one of the bros, Goliath, just went into a lesson, all right, on catching hell, because that's a part of this truth, man. You know, you washing off the old man, you being conformed, all right, through the spirit, not looking at the things of the flesh no longer. It's a constant war between the spirit and the flesh, but that's the thinking not strange, man. It's a fiery trial, but thinking not strange.
But, all right, I got one to back you up on that too.
Yeah.
But it says, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
God. Yeah, we be glad also in exceeding joy, because, you know, you went through the fiery trial and you prevailed, man, at the end. So
yeah, I got one to back you up on it. This Sirach chapter 2,
yeah.
and straight to the point, verse 5. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So that fiery trial, you know, is made. We were put through that fire so that we can come out as gold. Because right now we got all these impurities and things that are on us that has to be burned off in order for us to be able to be accepted. You know.
This is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Again, it's not a sprint. You know, we have to endure throughout until, you know, Yahweh Shai comes back to save us. You know, and like I said, we're supposed to expect that this is supposed to be something. It's going to be hard because Yahweh Shai went through something that was hard. You know, we have to bear our cross as Yahweh Shai did, but also have to be patient while doing so.
God, brother. And, you know, how much more if, you know, Yahweh Shai had to bear his cross, how much more us, you know? If we hope to reign and be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, so how much more us, you know, going through the things, all right, persecution and different things that's coming. But right now, you know, we're being tried, catching hell and different things like that, so we be able to endure those different calamities and Jacob's trouble and different things like that. All right, so I got this word endurance in the dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary. It says the ability to keep doing something difficult, unpleasant, or painful for a long time. All right, so, you know, to order endure, you know, it's different afflictions and things that at the end of the day, we just, you know, we don't want to deal with the afflictions, but we got to, man. We don't have a choice, all right? Just like the brother Kayar brought out, you know, it's the Lord ultimately bringing those afflictions on us so that at the end of the day, those impurities, that old man, can be burned off of us, man. All right?
I got one back up what you were talking about with Yahweh Shai as far as him enduring too. So this Matthew 10 and 24, the disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they call the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? So once again, Yahushua went through this, and he was found worthy. He endured the same thing. You know, he's above us. So we gotta go through it and endure that same trial.
I could, also add to that. Like I say, it's also you could put it towards a weeding out process.
Come
All right, because like I said, to be of that number, you have to go through things that other people are not.
Yep.
You know, and again, constantly enduring into it would better your chance. You know, Lord willing, we of that number that we could be of that number. You know.
You can take it back to sports. You know, anytime when you went out for sports, you had to try out, and that whole trying out process is to weed out who would be acceptable on the team and who would not be. Because some people, they just wouldn't have, the talent to make it, and then you have others that they couldn't endure the training, all that you had to go to be a part of this thing, and that's what this is about.
Gotcha. Because, hey man, at the end of the day, even in life, all right, before we was in the truth, we never gained nothing that was just a handout, man. The truth is not about handouts, all right. It's about you gotta work hard, you gotta give diligence, all right, to make your calling and election sure, and you gotta endure these afflictions, man. You gotta be able to be durable, all right. This is the 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Now therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua HaMashiach." All right, you got to be strong in the grace that's given to us, man. Because without the grace, you wouldn't even have a chance, to even be a part of this thing. So it says, "And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also." Right, but the point is in 3, it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach." All right, and that's the point, man. We endure. Y'all brothers can get that word hardness in the online etymology for me.
Hardness.
Hardness. In the etymology online for me. Yeah, because hardness is going into difficult things, difficult positions. All right, the Lord puts us. You pray for wisdom, and then the Lord puts you in a situation that you like what the hell I done got myself into. But you gotta remember, you pray for wisdom, so the Lord is actually sharpening you to actually be able to discern using wisdom in different situations. Because in the times that's coming, all right, in order to endure and have durability, we're gonna have to use wisdom, man.
I got it in the blue letter. It says the Greek Strong's G2553 Kakopodeo, and it says to suffer evils, hardships, and troubles, or to be afflicted. So like you say, you have to be able to go through the hardships. Like to be acceptable or to be accepted of the Lord, you gotta go through. Yeah. That's literally the only way.
It's a straight gate. It's a straight gate.
And what is that? That straight, STRAIT, means positions of difficulty. So you gotta endure that the hardship, that difficulty was gonna come with it.
Hey, at the end of the day, Lord willing, we up that number, but we don't really have a choice. All right. I can write this out. We do endure all of these things that's coming, so that we can be chosen at the end, man. Right? You got something by y'all?
And I got the definition of hardness in UTY online. This is hardness. It says difficulty of action or accomplishment.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a difficult. Say it again, so like you.
Difficulty of action or accomplishment.
Yeah. So it's gonna be difficult to accomplish this thing, man. That's why we're gonna really need the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. Sealed in our heads to actually endure these things, man. Everybody's gonna say something.
And ultimately, rejoice in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna bring this out. This is Hebrews 12 and 6. It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and what's that? Scourge it.
Yeah, scourge it.
It's not gonna read it again. Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening the Most High daily with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasten not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So again, rejoice in it, man. We enduring through this, you know, this captivity that we in, the pain, that the constant pains that we go through day and out. But like I said, to make it all easier, just have to, you know, embrace the pain and understand that it's a crown on the other side of this.
Hey, I got one for you, kind of going into that too. It says, this 2 Corinthians chapter 1, and I'm going to read it, start at verse 5. For as the sufferings of Hamashiach abound in us, so our consolation also abound in Hamashiach. That's the point. And whether we be afflicted, it is for your consolation and salvation, which is the effectual in the enduring of the same sufferings which we also suffer. Or whether we be comforted, it is for your consolation and salvation. So ultimately, the afflictions, the hardness, all this endurance is literally for your consolation or your comfort and for your salvation. It's for your good. It's for our good.
So what are we supposed to do, man? You gonna punk out, man?
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, it is through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, that we even in this truth.
Yeah.
And it's also through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai that he can take us out at any moment as well. Alright? But that's why you pray for longevity, you pray to endure, you pray for durability, man. Alright, that should be a daily prayer. Alright, every time you say your prayers, man. You know? Everybody want to get Hebrews 6 and 11 for me. Bible shop. And you could get it in the let me see, NLT as well. Go ahead, dog.
It's straight to the point. Matthew 24 and 13.
Hold that. Hold that. I'm gonna end it off on that.
What you say? Hebrews 6.
It's Hebrews 6 and 11.
And 11. Come on, this is Hebrews 6 and 11. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
Go ahead.
That ye be not slothful, but followers of them through faith and patience inherit the promise.
Go ahead.
For when the Most High made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he sware by himself,
Yep.
saying, surely blessing.
And let me make a point on that too. Notice they said that he swear by himself because there is nothing greater. Like, there literally is nothing greater than the Most High Yahweh. So who else can he swear on? Like how people in the world say, I put that on, you know, my mom or my dad or anything like that. Most High, there's nothing greater than him. So that should be more of an assurance of the word in which he's about to speak. So go on.
Hebrews 6, I'm going to hit 13 again. For when the Most High made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he sware by himself, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise.
After he what?
After he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise.
Yeah. So, and Abraham is our forefather, man. You know, Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, all right? Different accounts of Abraham. He, you know, the Most High told Abraham, hey, look, get up and go sacrifice your son to me. You know, and through faith, you know, Abraham was willing to go do it, but he just had to see, you know, if Abraham was going to do it. So these trials that we going through, the Lord got to see, all right? He got to see that you really with it. Are you really with him, man? All right?
And notice that he said after he patiently endured.
Patiently
because when you go into the word patient, it means to suffer while you wait.
Yeah.
So while we, you know, waiting for the kingdom, we're gonna be suffering.
Yeah.
That's a book. Go ahead, huh?
That's Romans 5 and 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that the tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And I'm gonna get in the NLT. It says, this verse 3, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. Verse 4, and endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation.
And integrity.
Yep.
You know? Integrity, man. Because no, you can't just go back to being a nigga. You know, once Jacob Trouble hit, you just doing all kind of off shit. You know, you just going back to completely that old man. You know. You can read verse. What that was verse. That first verse again. Baba Kashad NLT.
If I can say real quick, and it's like it doesn't make sense to go back in the world. Why would you stray away from the love of Yahweh Shemi Awashad?
Yeah.
Patiently endure through this thing, man.
Yeah.
Like it's all, like I said, the Lord chastened who He loves.
Yeah.
So take this as the love that you're receiving from the Lord. You know, understand that it's also punishment from what we did in our past, but overcome, endure through this, through this pain.
And that's why we glory in these trials and in this affliction and in this endurance, because it literally is character development. Okay, because we're developing more as men, we're developing more as servants. We're developing more of of our spiritual being. It's literally us developing, and that's where you go back into that integrity.
Yeah.
That's a part of that too.
Yeah, he said, I refined you as gold is refined. And like you brought out earlier, when you purging off those different impurities of the gold, man, that fire get hot, man.
Yeah. And it has to get hot in order to burn it off.
Yeah.
Because if you going through a fire and it's not really doing anything to you, you're wasting your time.
Right.
But see, here we're going through this particular fire, and this the other thing too. When God called for purification, is to purify you. And when that fire heats up to a point to where it burns something off, and then notice when you get to that particular level, you gotta turn it up a little bit more. So you gotta burn something else off. That's the same thing in this truth. When you get to a certain level, then you kind of level off, and now it's time to turn the heat up. You got different things that you start going through, different other things that you have to endure. And so thus the Lord got to turn the heat up, put you through something else to take you to that next level. And that's the way this thing is.
Yeah, but you got to be able to endure it though. Because these trials and these tribulations, like the brother just read, the patience working faith.
Yep.
All right, and faith, it working. What did it say?
Hey, bring it again.
Read it again, Bobby Kashur.
Let me get an NLT.
No matter.
Romans 5:3. In the NLT, we can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation.
Yeah, that's plain, man.
Yeah.
That's plain. I can't even elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah, I do.
Nah, we could probably end it off in that bed too. If y'all got nothing.
Y'all brought out Sirach too.
I brought out Sirach 2 and 5. I think it was. If you got something else out there,
They got more than that.
it's a whole lot of meat in there. Grab what you want out there.
This Proverbs 25:4. Take away the dross from the silver, and that shall come forth the vessel for the finer.
Straight to the point. That's it said take away that dross from that silver, and that dross is that stuff that falls off. That, after you burn off, then that's what the Lord is burning off of us. That dross, So and read again.
Take away the dross from the silver, and that shall come forth a vessel for the finer.
There you go. There shall come forth a vessel for the fire, and that's what the Lord is doing to us, purging off that dross, burning that shit off, and then so thus we can become a better vessel.
All right. I'm gonna start from the top, and like I said, I'm gonna finish it off again with F5 where you ended. This is Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come and serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in a time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So again, this is something that we've been mentally preparing ourselves of being diligent, of doing the work of the Lord, staying prayed up, being brotherly, serving each other, and enduring through the hardships of this flesh, of this life that we're living in. So we understand ultimately that, again, it said to patiently endure, but like I said in verse 1, prepare thy soul. You know, we've been preparing ourselves all along just to, at the end, obtain our salvation.
And notice it says that thou may be increased at thy last end, because think about it, we're small. Right here on this side, we're small as far as in the world, in the things that we should have, because Scripture said that the world was made for our sakes, but we don't have we have not obtained the inheritance of it. So we don't have access to the world, even though it was made for us. But thus, like you say, at the last end, when all this is burned off, you know, we've endured to that end, then we will be increased and we'll be worthy to obtain that which was promised to us.
This is verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
And that's easy said. Because we can sit there and tell you, oh, man, we glad to be going through stuff.
No, we vexed, man. They're pissed off. You know? We be vexed, pissed off. You know, you want to punch on somebody. But hey, you know, this will come with it.
Yeah.
You know? You already, you know, you got to know what you signed up for, Jake.
But we understand that end goal, you know, from what we're looking at, for what we're doing it for.
And also, like I said, and we also understand. We understand the hardness of what we're going through.
Yeah.
Okay? So, at the end of the day, like I said, we taking this to the chin. We taking this to the chin, and like the elder always say, we worried if nothing is happening to us. We would like to expect that something is going to happen to us, even though, you know, obviously we still in the flesh. We don't like it sometimes. We don't like going through the financial problems, death, and so on and so forth. We don't like it, but we're again, we've been mentally preparing ourselves, spiritually preparing ourselves for the hardness.
Yep.
In verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Again, bringing that back out again, like I said, with the Jews of the Lord, and again with this gold analogy, you have the only way to clean the gold is through the fire, which is the trials and tribulations that we're going through.
And the gold are the men, right? The gold are the men of the Lord. It says that in Lamentations, "O precious sons of Zion, how art thou fallen?" And then if you go find that for me real quick, I think it's Lamentations 4 or 5. Because the gold are the men, all right? And we have become them in this lower state, you know, by going off from our power as well. But at the same time, you know, the gold is now being purified to make it shine again, you know?
Yeah, this is Lamentations 4 and 2. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter?
20 minutes out.
Yeah, but like brother was saying, we are those precious sons, all right? And we are comparable to fine gold, so that fine gold is referring to us. All right? And we are the work of the hands of the potter. And who is that potter? The Lord. And he formed and fashioned the clay in which he wanted.
You good at Matthew 24.
It's Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah. And we go through all of these things, all right, ultimately, because, you know, I don't want to write this out, you know, that we endure to the end, man. All right, because we know what comes with that is a prize. All right, a prize is being crowned by Yahushua. All right, and the prize is being ultimately one of the elect, man. You know, and that's what we're striving for at the end of the day. So we have to endure. Can you get that word endure in that Matthew 24 in the Strong's Bible shop? Because they got some meat in that. It's the second definition in that, I believe.
This is the word endure.
that again?
To preserve under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's feet.
Yeah. To preserve under misfortunes and trials, man. Preserve. All right? Through the Hamashiach Yahushua. So that's what we have to do. You know? Read that last one. I think they got one more on there.
To endure, bear bravely and calmly.
Yeah.
Ill treatments.
Bear bravely and calmly, man. That's a part of enduring. You know? So, y'all brothers want to say something else? God, well, you know, I brought this out. This lesson was edifying, man. You know, I hope and pray you sincere Akim. All right, little amount of sisters out there. You know that this thing is about durability, man. And I pray, you know, all the sincere. I hope for elect endure to the end. So with that, we want to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors once again to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the whole elect, man. Until next time, I say shalom.
Shalom.